we got a countdown. Yeah. We about to go live. We doing it.
Three,
Now we live.
2, 1.
Hey, we are here.
And we now live on the I to the G. Oh, yeah. Make sure everything is good. What up, everybody? It's Monday. You know what Monday means, right?
It's that time of the week.
It's that time of the week, man. Technically speaking, we back. Episode 31. Man, we getting old, man. We just hit the dirty 30s. Now we 31.
I like to say it's seasoned more so than old. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're good. We're a good sprinkle of pepper on there.
I like it.
Yes,
so,
sir.
YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, you are tuned in to episode 31 of Technically Speaking, when we are giving you news
that you can use. You already know how we do it.
Oh, yeah. So we got our host, Corey Giovanni.
Hey,
what up, sir?
What's going on, man? You know what I'm saying? It's your main man with the game plan, Corey Giovanni. Feeling real good this Monday.
Yes, sir. And Bobby, she's running late tonight. You know, life be lifing. So she's on her way. She's on her way. She's going to come in, you know, fashionably late tonight. And I'm your host, Geronimo, you know. And tonight we got a special guest. We talking about a little bit of salt and pepper. He make it look good, too. Let me tell you right now. He make that look good. Our special guest tonight, good friend of mine. And let me tell you about this guy real quick. When I first started my content journey, I originally started it to promote the tech school that I was running, you know, helping people start their IT careers. And when I needed IT recruiters to come educate our students on how to get into the IT game, he was one of the first people that supported me, man. So I salute you for that. Thank you for that. Forever in your debt. He's one of those guys, like, you know, there's some people that you never tell no.
Yeah.
He's one of them. I don't care what it is. If he asks for it, it's happening. You can't tell this guy no. He's a 24-year Air Force veteran, husband, father, entrepreneur. And like I said, he's like the godfather out here in Military City, USA. For those that don't know, San Antonio is also known as Military City, USA. Like, if you a veteran here or you ever been stationed here in San Antonio, you know him. He's like the godfather. Like I said, he gives you an offer you can't refuse, right? You got to tell him yes. And he is the founder of Stogies Kicks, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Help me welcome my good friend, Mr. Quincy Harper.
What it do? What's going on, G-Mo and Corey? Well, first off, thanks for the kind words, but a couple of weeks ago when my agent got this call, I thought this was going to be Club Shay Shay. So I had my bottle ready, right? So salute to you and Corey. Let's get it in.
Oh, yeah. I like
We just as fun.
I'll toast to that. I'm just drinking water for right now.
Right.
Okay.
And I have no drink today.
Okay. It's Monday. It's early and it's Monday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah, man. Thanks for joining us, man. I appreciate it. Again, on my content journey, you showed up. So thank you. I appreciate that, man.
No doubt.
Yeah, man. So say what now?
I said no doubt. Glad to be a part of it. I mean, I remember when you landed, right? And we ended up having lunch at was it Posh?
It was Posh. Yeah, it was. Yup.
When you transitioned out. So fond memories, great conversation, good lunch, and we've kept the connection going. So glad to see what you and Corey, what you guys are doing here with your platform.
Appreciate that. So let's jump to it, man. So hold on, we got some we already getting some comments on IG.
Gotta love IG, boy. Boy, that's a win.
Yeah, man. When you said the Shay Shay part, man, Creative Native said no Diddy on that one, and then he said Ocho. Oh. And he told me to ask you, Quincy, do you want him to call in and do his Shay Shay voice? Because he doesn't mean Shay Shay impression. He actually does a good Shay Shay impression.
Oh, if we got time, let's do it, man. Let's roll this thing. Right? Hopefully Shay Shay listening. Let's do it.
I know, right? Hey, that would be a hell of an endorsement. But let's jump to it, man. So like I said, you are a 24-year Air Force veteran. What I like to do whenever we have veterans on is I like to ask, what made you join the military, sir? Let's start there.
Yeah, so let's start there. So Beaumont, Texas, right? Southeast Texas. Graduated Westbrook High School. Funny story. Right after graduation, I thought I was going to join the oil field industry, right? Because that's all that's in that area.
Yeah.
Day one, they took me out on the truck. We had to unclog some refinery pipes. So that was an easy job, right? 7 to 3, no doubt. It was like, hey, young fella, you want to make some extra cash? We got another job that's going about 10 o'clock tonight. So I was like, sure. They came and picked me up. They took me out to the job site. They strapped me to probably about a 400-foot scaffold, right? Going straight up to one of those beams at the refinery. Yeah. And I had to shoot high pressure water into that. That's the first time I realized I was scared of heights. And the next day I enlisted in the Air Force. So it didn't take me long to realize that was not a part of my dream or destiny.
Hey, I feel that. So when you came in, what was your job in the Air Force?
I came in, Gmo. So I came in open general, so supply, right? Did not go to tech school. Yeah, I did not go to tech school probably for the first 7-8 years until I went to 7 level. I did OJT and did all my CDCs just kind of during my OJT training, right? So, but supply was one of the greatest career fields. I got some long-lasting friends for life, learned a lot, was able to do a lot in supply, did that for about 16 years.
Nice.
Made E7, got retrained to the base chapel. That's when I had to, take a hard look at the man in the mirror to see if this was something I really wanted to do, right? But they didn't really give me a choice. I had to retrain to it, right, or separate. And I was too far at that point to miss out on retirement. So did that for about 1.5 years, and then became a first sergeant for about the next 6, and then retired as a functional or MAGCOM functional at Peterson Air Force Base, Colorado.
Nice. A lot of acronyms. You said technical school. What is that for those that the uninitiated?
For the uninitiated, right? Tech school is where you go to learn your craft or your skill in the military. The Army, and I believe some of the other branches may call it AIT.
Yeah.
But in the greatest military branch, the Air Force, we call it tech school.
Hey, I had to get a horn on that one because he ain't lying. That's the greatest branch. And then you said MAGCOM. What's a MAGCOM, sir?
MAGCOM is like a not really headquarters, but like that next level, like a regional headquarters, if you will. That's where a lot of strategy and resourcing, some logistics and training go on, right? A lot of your resources are pulled through the MAGCOM and pushed down to the wings or the units at the lower level, if you will.
Okay, so came in supply. Mm-hmm. Then you went was it chaplain assistant?
Chaplain assistant. Yep.
Chaplain assistant, which for those that were never in the military, those are the ones that help keep morale from a spiritual perspective, right? Is that like?
Yeah, I was about to say, because I hear chaplain. I mean, those people.
Right. Yeah, there's some ambiguity there. Yeah.
I want to point out too, those chaplain assistants usually interact with a lot of people, right? A lot of people. Like everyone knows who the chaplain assistant is, right?
Or you should, or they should. Now, there are some who will hide out, and that's another story for another episode. But everyone should know at the installation, you should know who your first sergeant is, you should know who your chaplain is, as well as your chaplain assistant. Right.
That's actually good info for anyone that's newly enlisted. That's actually good info right there.
Still dropping nuggets.
And then you were a first sergeant. Right? So a first sergeant, can you explain what a first sergeant does?
Yeah, please. I didn't know that was first, second, and more.
Okay. So a first sergeant, we are the person or the people who are in charge of morale at an installation. Anywhere from going to the hospital if you're deployed, helping your spouse as they're having the baby, not necessarily in the room, but just kind of helping with the logistics, right?
Yeah.
To discipline, right? Advising on discipline. 2 o'clock in the morning, if your spouse is drunk and she just got put in jail, the first sergeant is typically going to respond to go get her out of jail. So any type of morale issues, any type of advising the commander on what type of punishment should be pushed down to an individual, to, again, assisting while you're deployed, helping you with your finances. We're that conduit to kind of pipeline you to finding the resources that you need.
Okay. So hopefully people checking in, they got that right. So, because this ties into my next question, right? So he, like we said in the introduction, he's the founder of Stogies and Kicks, and we're gonna get deep into that. But when you run any business, right, you gotta know how to deal with the people. And my question to you, with that being said, supply, chaplain assistant, first sergeant, one supply, you know how to move and get stuff from point A to point B, right?
Right. So he's a mover and shaker.
He's the mover and shaker.
And the shaker.
So did any of that experience help you get prepared for launching Stogies and Kicks?
Nothing that we've been through in the military will be lost when you transition to civilian world, right? So yes, 100% yes. It taught me how to build a team. And I want to go back to something as the co-founder, right? I brought the idea to my team, which is, GK Russell. We were first sergeants together. DJ Casper. We were in supply together here at Lackland. GP, right? GP, Gwen Price. And then eventually we brought on our little brother, Lil Peanut, our cameraman, Sumter Burgess. So yes, everything I learned in the military kind of plays a part and bodes well with what I do now. But I think it was already in me, Gmo, because in high school, right? Fun fact, in high school, me and about 10 others started this group, and we used to throw dances, right? At the YMCA, Brothers Club, the National Guard, and the IBEW Hall, right? So those seeds and that kind of the foresight to do events was really actually started back in Beaumont, Texas, and the military just kind of helped me refine everything I do now, post-military.
That's what's up. What's up. So for anyone that's debating if kids, as we get into this next graduation year, if the military might be an option, maybe. Maybe.
I always look at the military as a place for discipline, structure, and order. Right?
Agreed.
Yeah, and I think that's what everybody needs. In order to be a great civilian, you need discipline, you need structure, and you need order. And then once you advance as a great human being, you learn how to lead and create people who need structure, leadership, and order. You feel me? Discipline and order.
100%, Corey. You hit it.
Yep. So let's jump deeper into Stogies and Kicks, man. What is Stogies and Kicks, man?
What is a stogie?
A stogie is this little thing right here. This is a Nica Rustica by Drew Estate. It's an Adobe. So this would be more of a Connecticut shade. So this is a cigar. This is a stogie. My passion from cigars stemmed from, growing up in Beaumont, watching my godfather and my great uncles smoke pipes and smoke cigars, right? Just on any given day, any evening, just relaxing, chilling, doing what we're doing here, having a great conversation. And oftentimes they would have a little Jim Beam, right? So that's where all that came from. But a stogie is actually just a cigar. That is just a nickname for a cigar.
Got it.
Yep.
So, and with Kicks, we all know Kicks, right?
Yeah.
My question is, what made you just, obviously you had the entrepreneurship vibe since you were in high school, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what made you go ahead and say, you know what? I can blend two cultures together that I know there's people who like kicks and there's people who like to smoke.
Yeah.
What made you blend that, and then how successful has that blend grew over time?
Great question. Shout out to Cortez Riggs and the Military Influencer Conference. If you guys are not following Cortez, follow him and some of the things that they're doing. So every year in different cities, there's a military influencer conference, or MIC. October 2022, I went to Las Vegas, and we were at the Hilton Resort at MIC. We had about 800 or so veterans and military spouses and different affiliates that were at this event. I smoke a cigar. I take cigars everywhere I go, right? So I go downstairs in the hotel, and there's a lounge called 8 Lounge, the number 8, and it's an actual cigar lounge. So I go in and I find the manager, talk to the manager. His name is Ian. I was like, hey, man, you know, we got a lot of different military folks that are here, you know, this week. Are you doing any events? He's like, yeah, I'm doing this event tomorrow night. You should come back. It's called Stogies Kicks, right? I went back, took a look around, and it blew my mind. Now, keep in mind, this is Las Vegas. This is Vegas. So you got ballers, you got, you know, the showgirls, you got everybody.
You got money.
You got money. And you got money in this event, right?
Yeah.
And I'm a fly on the wall, and I'm just taking it all in. And I'm like, boom, I can bring this to San Antonio.
So again, proof of concept.
Good point. Right?
Proof of concept. It was divine intervention. Everything just kind of lined up. So get back to San Antonio about a week later. I think the first person I chatted with was Casper, Gmo, DJ Casper.
Okay, shout out to DJ Casper out there.
He and I had did events, you know, in the past. We knew each other through the military. So there's my DJ. Second was GK Russell. He and I were first starting together. We actually met in the Philippines during an exercise. I knew his passion and love for cigars and just creating events. At the time, he was still active duty. Chet, he was in. I needed a strong female, right? I needed someone who did not mind, you know, smacking some people around, who had a strong presence, who could hold her own, who didn't mind talking shit with us, you know, and that was Gwen Price. She actually, at the time, we lived about 5 houses down from each other.
Nice.
And just called her, pitched the idea to her, and she was like, I'm in, right? So
you said Gwen Price?
Gwen, Gwen. You can follow her on IG. I am Miss GP.
I am Miss GP.
Yeah, right. And she's gonna give me hell for putting her out there like that, but you know, that's our girl.
You're a co-founder. There's no such thing as privacy.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all public information.
All public information, right? It's on Instagram.
Yep.
So, you know, that was the jump off point. And then Sumter Burgess, I think about the second event, he was like, hey, you know, I know we really don't know each other, but I take photographs and would love to be a part of this. And that was kind of the missing piece at the time. Gwen is in charge of social media and, you know, kicking our ass when we need it. Russ is in charge of, you know, COO and doing different logistics. Casper has the entertainment side. And we rounded out as a team.
Right. Nice.
Now, the second part of that question, Corey, I think you said, how successful has it been?
Yes.
Yeah. So we started in May of 2023. We were at a Recess Lounge here in San Antonio, and we started, you know, to see some growth. But in order to kind of, you know, take it to the next level, we made the pivot, which was a hard thing to do, right? But everybody agreed on the team that, hey, it was time to make the pivot to Cigars International. Cigars International is a recognized brand in the cigar industry. And we had some connections there through some of our alliances and friendships. And they opened their arms and was like, yo, bring it in. They had just opened up maybe 6 months to a year prior. And we get probably on average about 300 to 350 people to attend each event. We do it the first Saturday of every month. And it's like a freaking family reunion. You know, it's like, you know, people with picnic table on the picnic tables, people with picnic chairs. You know, it's like your auntie dancing. We've had anywhere, man, Corey, from 80-year-olds to probably about 20, 25-year-olds that have pulled up.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know, to pull up on us. So
you got a community.
It's a community, man. I'm a community builder. I've learned that. And blending those two cultures, right? Two cultures and one lifestyle, right? Sneakers and cigars. There's not a place you can go in San Antonio that you won't see someone with sneakers on, right?
Yeah.
Or smoking a cigar. They got one, in their bag or something. So it's a beautiful culture, beautiful lifestyle. No drama. It's professionals.
Hey, no, yeah, you ain't got to worry about nothing. And I got to drop a bomb on that one. That was no drama, no drama.
We don't do the drama.
Yeah. I like that. You know why? Because of the fact that you're bringing a community together.
Yeah.
Community is key in anything you do. If you have a community, and you guys be able to blend and have a lot of things in common. I mean, it's not just a safe place. It's also a way of escape from reality.
Yep.
Yeah. I really like that.
And then, especially in these days and times, man, it's people, we not only in the military go through and have a lot of stressors, but people just want to go somewhere and hang out and enjoy themselves. From time to time, we bring in food vendors. We had one lady, her name is, I'm not gonna say her name, but I think it's Verdel's Cakes. She brought some rum cakes out one night, and I took 2 bites, man. Gmo, I couldn't feel my face, bro. It was cool, bro.
He said I couldn't feel my face.
I can't feel my face.
Bruh,
I mean, I can touch it,
yeah,
but I can feel my face.
Yeah. So shout out to all our vendors, man. The Mission Kitchen and with the barbecue, Blue Boy and chicken, Bree Harper. I can go on for days, but we've had some great vendors and some great success with it.
Hey, man, to all the vendors out there, y'all get that.
So, you know where I'm going.
Where we going? When
we bring in Stogies and Kicks to Cali.
There we go. There's the question.
I mean, I know before you go to Cali, you got to hit up Essence Fest, because Essence Fest, I think, would be a prime area where you guys could be able to really not broaden the community, build a chapter out there. Because I've been to Essence Fest, and one thing about Essence Fest is it's the camaraderie, the community and it's lovely. And something like a Stogies and Kicks, I could see people are like if you rent out a space with however you guys do it, people they leave the Essence Fest from doing a Before I Let Go.
Shout out to Frank.
Yeah. All right, Frank. But you know what I'm saying? But get your Stogie and get your Kicks, and you know what I'm saying? Because a good friend of mine, he does, and I can't say his name correctly all the time, so I'm not gonna say his name, but he does a sneaker ball every year.
Yep.
And you know what I'm saying? I could actually plug you with him, because he has Keep It Run 100. He runs with the city of Inglewood, and they be running up and down the city. And then they have sneaker balls. He actually has a partnership with Nike. That'd be pretty dope for you guys to be able to do Stogies and Kicks / sneaker ball or
I just want to point it out. They heard it first right here on Technically Speaking. Come on, now, let's go.
Let's go.
Gmo and Corey planted the seed. So I mean, we would love there's been a couple of sneaker balls here. The Omegas did one, and there's a couple of other individuals that do them a couple times a year. So that's there's some synergy there.
Yeah,
it's just aligning with the right people, right? And that's and I know that's a topic all in itself. People. Who do you align with, right?
So you know where I'm going with next, because we already talked about the Stogies.
Yeah.
What's your kicks of choice? Because I see the J's, the number ones in the background.
So my little brother actually got those for me. Shout out to Tori. Those are, the ones. Any type of ones are lows. But a funny story here. Growing up, in the 80s or what have you, my dad gave me $100 to go school shopping. And back then, $100 would get you 3 or 4 pair of Wranglers, some Lees, some Izods, right? Your boy spent all $100 them right there.
Well, see, that's the thing though. Back in 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, you can have on rags, but you got on J.
You Gucci.
Bruh. Whole nother level.
Yeah.
Whole nother level.
And
you know what I'm
right.
saying?
The shoes. It gotta be the shoes.
It gotta be the shoes.
So,
yeah.
No, go ahead, bro.
So I am a shoe connoisseur, sneakerhead. Now, I'm not a collectible, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm not the one that throw them on ice. Actually, I'm a spiritual brother, so I'll buy shoes, and then God will really real correct me. He'd be like, I didn't ordain that purchase. So I'll be keeping them in the closet, and then something he'll be like, get that person those shoes. And I'll be like, these J's, these number 5s? Like, yep. Say less. And I go and bless a brother at my church with the shoes, or I'll bless a sister, you know what I'm saying, who has a son who needs some shoes. I've done it twice now. And it's the thing about it is, I remember when I got my first pair of J's. My very first pair of J's was Team Jordan's number 8. They were green and white. And I'll never forget how it made me feel, because I didn't have much when I was growing up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was 14 years old, and this was 1995. Okay. And I had a job where I was working, and then I also sold candy. Me and Geronimo used to sell candy in high school.
So did.
And I remember I was like, oh, these Team Jordans number 8s. I was like, I'm getting them. And I bought them, and I felt like I was just the king of the world. I had on Payless, not on Payless. I had on Target jeans. I had on Walmart t-shirts, but I had on some Jordans, and I just felt like
that's all that mattered.
Yeah, it just does something to your confidence.
Hey, Geronimo, God ain't spoke to me to give my J's away.
He speaks to you in different ways, huh?
In different ways.
No, I might go buy somebody some, but he ain't spoke to me to get mine away.
Hey, that's still honorable.
I'll never forget. I gave away some Jordan 23s when that was the first time they came out, because I was trying to keep them so I can put them on ice. This is the first pair of 23s that came out. I think this was 2003, 4, and so I had them. And I mean, these a pair I didn't wear. I was like, I'm just gonna keep them because I couldn't afford 2 pair at the time. And then I say about 4 months later, he was like, I didn't ordain that purchase, and you wearing them, you may get a little cloud-headed. And then I saw a young brother at church. We were talking, and he was like, man, I'm about to go back to school. I was like, for real? I was like, what size shoe you wear? And the guy who I was talking to, he's like, I'm a 12. I was like, oh. In my mind, I'm like, yes. He was like, and I'm a 13. The guy he was talking to, I was like, oh.
So hey, I'm like, come up off that.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? You come to church next Sunday, I got something for you for back to school. And sure enough, boom, gave him a pair of Jordans. And the thing about it felt better to give them away than to keep them.
It's better to give than receive, and that's and that's part of Stogies and Kicks. Part of what we do is the R3 Student Outreach Center. G-Mo and I are on that board, right? Part of that. Shout out to Juan Ramos and Angela Williams, right? Part of the proceeds from Stogies and Kicks goes to the R3 Student Outreach Center. That's what's up. To help underprivileged kids. Yep. I make monthly donations to R3. Yeah. So it's just not, we're retired military. I'm not saying that we're rich, but we're not hurting, right? So that's part of that as well, to give sneakers to, R3 during the summer, during, back to school, during the holidays, Christmas. Just sent Juan a note to connect to see if there's a family that needs some assistance. So it's not just us, out here money grabbing. There's a purpose, there's a rhyme behind it all.
It's a rhyme and reason for it.
And again, I was able to jump on the board with R3. Shout out to Juan, man. Hey, shout out to you. And I got to give him the bomb, man, because he takes this young man. He's young. He's still in his 20s, right?
26, 27, something like that.
Yeah, man. This young man started this nonprofit, man, to help underserved, underprivileged youth, specifically those that are getting bullied. He was able to put together a center, get a resource center to give them a safe haven to come get tutoring with reading, math, all that stuff, man, giving them meals, all kind of stuff, man. So this young brother, man, he's doing it. Yeah, man. Shout out to him, man. So that, and shout out to Stogies and Kicks for giving those donations for them to help support that young brother, man. So hey, man, like, yeah, that's good vibes, man. I like that. That's what's up. Hey, y'all was talking about expansions. I know we've had some conversations offline. I know you were kind of already working on some of that. Can you talk about some of that? As far as expanding the brand?
Yeah, so there's some expansion conversation. Yeah. So there's some expansion of the brand. I mean, we're doing not just selling T-shirts and swag. We're selling cigar holders, right? Back here I got some tumblers of different sizes. I'm getting into pickleball, G-Mo.
Oh, nice.
Pickleball
I saw that. I was like, he got a pickleball pal?
Yeah, bro. So
that's awesome.
DJ Casper, his wife, my wife, and we have another couple, Jeremy Woodworth, J-Dub. Shout out to him and Lisa.
Okay.
Every Sunday. Yeah, every Sunday, man, we pull up to a park and we play 2 or 3 hours of pickleball. We've been to Gold's Gym and Rogers Ranch to the indoor court. And I think part of the expansion, is just sitting down talking with the team. And we were joking this past Saturday night at Stogies and Kicks that, we should do a pickleball tournament, right? So you may see a Stogies and Kicks pickleball tournament pop
That's
up.
Dope.
That's dope.
Right? So, yeah. Oh, man, it'll be nothing but bourbon, Hennessy, wine,
I'm coming up. I'm coming out for wine.
Come on out, bro.
With some wine. Help the blood. Yeah.
There you go.
Help get keep you regular.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. So definitely you coming out, being successful with this, because for those that haven't had a chance to see it, if you're not in San Antonio, these parties pop, man. And it's a safe place, no one is on no BS, no drama, man. You just have a good time, man. Like these events, they go. Like I remember he told me about this, and like to me, it felt like it happened fast. Like he told me 1 month, and then the next month it was already popping. I see DJ Casper doing this thing. Hell of a DJ, by the way. DJ Casper, like I'm telling you got the whole event going on, and we got Bobby that just joined us. Like we said, she was gonna be
Bobby.
How are you?
I'm sorry,
Bobby.
How you doing?
No, I was just saying, how are you? And maybe it was your people I talked to. I thought I was signing up for Club Shay Shay.
Club Shay Shay.
No, that's not what this is. Okay. I tried.
Very funny.
But if you got any predictions of 2025, let it go, bro.
For real. Hey, because Cat Williams set that thing off, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Bruh.
He
but it's
predicted
good open
that whole
dialogue,
Diddy
man.
thing, man. Say what?
Yeah.
It's good dialogue that Club Shay Shay and that team. I'm such a fan because the transition from football, I can only imagine is a lot similar to the transition from the military. You go from knowing exactly what you're going to do every day in pads or in military uniform, right? To one day you retired. And now what? What do you do with all that brain space? What do you do with all that activity, that energy, right? How do you do what you three are doing? How do you create and build a platform to fulfill that need to serve or to give back, right? Or to have relevant conversations, right? So I keep plugging Club Shay Shay because I'm a huge fan, not only of what he's done, but just the transition, right? And shout out to you guys for building this platform to give somebody like me an outlet to just come on and, not feel nervous, not feel embarrassed about how I'm living or what I'm doing. It's just, let's have a relevant conversation about what's going on in the world.
Definitely, man. And you bring up a good point, man. Talk about that, man, because I know one of the things you wanted to talk about was community building post-military, right? Because obviously you're good at that. So talk about what it is, and how that helps, veterans like us. Because Bobby, she's also she's Army right now, still in the Army Reserves, right? But this is information that can help someone like a Bobby who may be transitioning out soon. Like, how do you continue to build communities once you separate from the military?
It took me about 6 or 7 years to kind of put it all together, and I have a lot of notes, right? But at the core of it, I think it's just embracing change. Number one, embrace what you're getting ready to go through, regardless if the Army or the military or football is saying you got to go, or if you're going on your own terms, right? When that bell rings and it's time to go, ride out, right? But be productive once you go, right? Be curious. Have lunches and dinners with people like Gmo. Invite them to Thanksgiving, right? Reach out to Corey. Jump on LinkedIn and see who's doing the work that you want to do, and just kind of mirror, right? Go to a military influencer conference. Be curious about, man, I like cigars. This dude's selling cigars. And all of a sudden, because I'm your biggest introvert, but all of a sudden I had a conversation with this dude, and he turned me on to a situation that has changed, my life, GK's life, Wynn's life, Sumter's life, and DJ Casper, right? By building something. So, the first part of that is just embracing change. And then I think once you do that, your curiosity should naturally kick in to start volunteering, right? Or to find other influencers who can help you grow. Man, I'm such a fan of Cortez Riggs and Military Influencer Conference. I have an LLC. One night he and I we were at Mill City Meetup, and I was like, bro, what do you do? And he just laughed. He was like, well, what do you do and what do you want to do? So I was like, man, I do all this stuff in the community. He was like, well, do you have an LLC? I was like, no. He was like, give me your license. Now we're drinking bourbon, beer, and he took my driver's license, called his lawyer, had his lawyer create me an LLC, and the next day I had an EIN.
Nice. Wow. Nice.
Right? So it's just, you got to have those conversations with people that you wouldn't think you would never, talk to, but just be open about it.
Yeah. Hell yeah. That's what's up.
You can't go wrong with some R&D, research and development.
Nope.
And you know what I'm saying? Sometimes the research is good, but the development of relationships is key.
Man.
A wise man once told me, and his name is Corey Giovanni, that your network is your net worth. Right. He told me that years ago, and he educated me on that importance of networking. And a few milestones I had in my life was because I ran with that. You know what I mean? So powerful words, man. It's real, man. Don't be afraid to make friends, man. Honestly, that's really what it comes down to. But you can't. Go ahead.
My dad would often say, it's not what you know, it's who you know. He would tell me that all the time. I'm like, thinking to myself, like, how do you get into some of these little backdoor deals that he does? He's like, because it ain't what you know, it's who you know at the end of the day. So if your network is going to be your net worth, you got to know who to network with in order to increase your net worth.
100%, Bobby. And how do you, so I'm going to take it a step further. It's not what you know, it's who you know, or who knows you.
Ooh.
Who knows that Bobby can solve this problem?
Ooh,
who knows that Bobby is a subject matter
expert? A lot of people,
expert.
Man, let me start writing them down, because there's a lot. I get a lot of calls. Right? I got to call.
So, but if you think about it, that's what corporate America is doing, right? If my company is bleeding, right, from product to services to HR, whatever, I'm going to go find someone who's impactful and who can stop the bleeding, because I know they can solve my problem. So now, Stogies and Kicks, Mill City Meetup, whatever you do, your podcast, whatever you do, you're solving a problem. So you'll always be impactful because you're tapping into a niche that nobody else has thought to solve a problem in, right? So you're talking about relevance.
Good point. And
I always say, problem solvers are the quickest millionaires.
You read my mind. You read my mind, Corey. You always say that, right? It's the way you come up, right? The way you have success is you solve problems. You said that a few times on the show, right? I was gonna say that, and that's what I saw Quincy do. He solved a problem. He saw a need, right? Hey, we need to bring the sneaker culture, the Stogie culture together. He did that, and it blew up, and it blew up because that's what, hey, as they say, that's what the game needed, man.
That's what the game needed. You know what, man? I wouldn't be surprised one day Jordan coming to you guys' facility, come to one of your events.
Say it again.
Because every time I see him doing interviews, when he did do interviews,
he's smoking the Stogie.
He has a cigar.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you know, I don't know about Jordan frequenting San Antonio, but I know Shaquille O'Neal does.
Yeah.
Good point.
Oh, yeah.
I know Shaquille O'Neal does. And so, you know who else is big in the community from the NBA is David Robinson. David Robinson does a lot of community stuff out here and everything. Wow. You know, people who are part of the Spurs. The Spurs, San Antonio is a big community and big Spurs fans out here and stuff. And so trying to stay.
Bobby, you're here, Bobby? I didn't realize you were here.
Yeah, she's here.
Oh, I'm
here.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. She's here,
Logan. Thank you for putting that in the atmosphere. Yeah. No, if any of Michael Jordan people are listening,
hey,
Stogies Kicks, right? Every first Saturday.
You heard it here. You heard it here.
Hey,
you heard it here.
There you go.
You heard it right here.
Let's do that. You know? Let's do that.
If that comes to fruition, go ahead, Corey.
I say, come to the show.
I was about to say that. You read my mind.
Boom.
Hey,
we gonna have
when it comes to fruition,
Michael,
when it comes to fruition,
I love it.
Y'all getting a percentage.
Hey, you know what? I mean, I wasn't gonna ask, but since you offered, you know what I mean? Just don't need too much.
I wasn't gonna ask either, but you know, I'm never turning away a blessing.
No, never.
Time is money, and money is time, baby.
There you go.
There you go. Sure everybody eat.
There you go. It's enough for everybody to eat. I like that. So we gotta jump into some current topics, man. But before we jump into the current topics, the last question I have for you, Quincy, because you're the prime example of what can be for any transitioning service member, veteran who wants to be an entrepreneur and start their own business. What advice do you have for that service member or veteran that wants to start their own business?
Find a niche, solve a problem, be curious, be sincere, ask questions, build your network, nurture your network. I can go on and on and on, man. There's, fake it till you make it.
That's a good one.
Don't reinvent the wheel. 9 times out of 10, your blessing is right there in front of you, and you don't even realize it, right?
Yeah.
The resources you need, to Bobby point, right? She's in San Antonio. She's rattling off names, right? Your resources are right here. You're just one step away, right? But what I tell my veterans, spouses, and transitioning military is long gone are those days to where you're just, sitting behind your desk and just pushing out resumes. You got to get out and meet people, right? Because I need to know how can you solve this problem over here that I may have, right? So, yeah. Good question.
That's great advice, man. That's great advice. Thanks. Thank you for that. So now we're switching gears. Now it's time to get into some current topics, man.
Topics.
Yeah, man. The first thing we got to talk about, and if you haven't, caught on anyone that's ever tapped in with us, we are Team Kendrick.
Yes, we
are Team Kendrick. And
they not like us.
They not like us. They not. Hey. So man, they announced the concert, man. He got the Grand National Tour coming 2025, man. We got to drop a bomb on that.
Drop a bomb on it.
So he's hitting 19 stadiums. He's actually doing 2 here in Texas, Quincy. He's gonna be in Houston, and I believe I saw he's gonna be in Arlington. Houston, April 23rd. I'm trying to get them tickets if there's still some left to get.
Oh, they're there. Oh, there.
I'm trying to get mine, man.
Well, yeah.
Go ahead. You look like you had something to say about that, Corey.
I'm just like, hey, here's the thing. You know what I'm saying? I am so excited for this concert, right?
Me,
because of the fact that Kendrick is you just saw I don't know if y'all saw. I mean, well, what you will see at the Super Bowl, I'm sure going to be amazing. However, when I saw the Super Bowl that Snoop Dogg and them did, I was like, when I heard Kendrick is going to be, I was like, yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah,
And then when I saw it, I was like, yes. And then he did one on
Mhm.
Amazon, and I was like, I can't wait. I can't wait. And then he did, I was like, yes. And then when the pop-up came out and
Pop
I didn't
out,
have
boy.
tickets, I was like, oh no, I couldn't get tickets. But I was able to watch it on Amazon. I was like, yes. So I was like,
Yeah.
I
You
gotta
know
be
what?
in the building.
I gotta share something about that pop out. No, and I don't know if I told you about this, Corey. And there's a tie-in and skill bridge for transitioning service member, right? So
Yeah.
I had a skill bridge intern that came out. He's a huge Kendrick Lamar fan. And he was like, "Man, I wish I could go." And I was like, "Yo, I'm his sponsor for the internship, right?" And I was like, "Look, man, this is the one time where you don't have to worry about no PTO. You ain't got to worry about no leave. I worked it out with the company. Go to the concert on one condition. You gotta send me a video when they on that part when he screams out "OV ho." Hey, and he did that. He made it out there, man, because his sister's in the Navy, out there in San Diego. So he linked up with his sister, and I had that intern, man. We worked it out where he was able to go to the pop out, man.
Bro, he gonna remember you forever.
Hey, man, we take care of people. I learned from Quincy, man. We take care of the people, man.
Take care of people. Yeah.
Hey,
So-
what's your thoughts about that, Quincy? Where do you stand in this whole thing that's been going on with Kendrick and Drake, man?
You know, growing up in the 80s, right, in Beaumont with a lot of influence with Houston, Louisiana, right? So I grew up listening to Ghetto Boys, Scarface. So I understand the beef battle. I just look for it to be peaceful, right? Because I'm a positive, let's all eat type of person. Hopefully they'll get on the other side of it. I think I saw where Drake was suing Kendrick Lamar or something like that. So part of me is wondering, like, is this, is it a stunt? Is it a ploy? Is it a money grab? Like, because They Not Like Us was just fire. I mean, that just shut everything down.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, I have a piece to say, but
it.
Okay. So
say it, man.
If you listen to They Not Like Us, They Not Like Us is a hit. It's a hit. It doesn't even seem, I mean, it's a diss song, yeah, but it's a hit. You got the right tempo, you got the right instruments, you got the right, you know what I'm saying? He got the voice, his voice see, that's the thing about it. When you building a hit, which people don't do these days, so they just put out music. When you building a hit and you want somebody who you don't like to feel it, you don't. And Kendrick is a craftsman. Let's think about it. How he put his words together. He still got people deciphering it. So he was like, you know what? Let me make this not only fire, but it's like something for the culture.
Yeah.
That on the West Coast, it was. I mean, he sound in some part of the song, he sounded like Sugar Free. Some part of the song, he sounded like, what I'm saying, like himself. It's like, certified, certified. If a rapper says what,
I don't even know what it means.
I'm like, come on.
But everybody's saying it, right? TikTok blew up, everything.
Yup.
Yeah. And then he had the whole city out. Like he had at the pop-up, he had Bloods, he had Crips, he had Essays, and he brought everybody out. And another thing, he is doing two shows in Toronto.
Yeah, I saw that. That's gangster.
Yeah.
Now,
on Father's Day.
I do gotta say something on that though. Because it is what it is. Drake is a national treasure to them up in Canada, right? So I hope the Kendrick team has really good security, man. Let's be smart about this. You know what I mean? Like, let's plus up that security. That's all I'm asking. Like,
here's the thing.
Is it that serious though?
That part.
All right. So there's people out there that ride with Drake, like Drake is like how. I mean, they like he's their rap artist, right? He's their
Say it,
Snoop,
man. He's their
Dre.
Kendrick. Just say it, man. He's their Kendrick.
Now he's not even their Kendrick. Okay, yeah, he's their Kendrick.
He's their
right?
Kendrick, man. It is what it is.
Yeah, okay. You know, I can't. I let you say it. I can't say it.
I'm saying
okay?
he's their Kendrick. So they're gonna ride for him like everybody else over here in the US is riding for Kendrick. I'm just gonna throw it out there, man.
Well, see, that's the thing. Not everybody was riding with Kendrick, but you know what I'm saying? The whole West Coast road. I mean, I'm talking about from San Jose to San Diego. Everybody is look. I'm pretty sure he gonna probably have like of course he's gonna have the right security, right team. He's not going in there not strategic. Everything this man does is strategic.
So what you said is a given, right? The whole West Coast is riding with him, but what I've been seeing is like a lot of hip hop is riding with him because he's bigger than just he's the West Coast, yes, but he's hip hop. You know what I mean? Right. Like a lot of conversations I've been having is just about hip hop, right? So like, I would say he's more like the KRS-One of our time, right? Where the whole battling thing is part of hip hop, man. Like, I mean, go back to when KRS came out with the bridge is over, the bridge is over. He went out against the whole borough of Queensbridge. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that. This is our version of that, right?
But
like,
here's another thing you got to realize: when KRS-One did that, he went against other rappers. Drake, he's a pop star. He's a pop star. He raps, he sings, and hip hop wasn't his first introduction to entertainment. He was an actor.
So Corey,
So
Corey, let me ask you this: who's more popular? Do you think, Drake or Kendrick?
Popular?
Yeah, popular.
Kendrick. But who got? I mean, Kendrick is popular, more popular. But you know what I'm saying? Who like the reason why Drake is like selling all these things out is because he sings. Even Kendrick said we like Drake with the melodies, right?
I like Drake when he act tough.
You know what I'm saying? But
my answer to that is Drake is actually more popular, man, because of the singing. Like you said, he is a pop artist. Pop is short for popular. You know what I mean?
I was thinking the same thing.
He's more of a household name. Drake is more of a household name.
I was about to say he's a household name.
But Kendrick, they not like us.
More cultural.
Is more cultural, and I think this song probably pushed him to another level.
Yes,
you agree?
Yeah,
I agree. Pop-wise.
I agree.
When you say pop, are you talking about like popular music?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
popular music across.
Crossover.
Okay. Yeah. So on IG, Creative Native said Drake is Canada's Will Smith.
There you go. Yeah. Yes.
Wow. He is Will Smith, man.
I like Will Smith
to sell records like Eminem.
That's funny.
Okay. Look on YouTube. Donald says Dr. Pooh says Drake wins worldwide.
I can't argue against that. He is a more notable artist because he's a pop artist, right?
Right.
Hey, you got a good point. That not like us, man. It was a cultural phenomenon, hip hop, but it just so happened to cross over. And to your point, I heard Fat Joe say something on Big Boy's show to where it became such a big hit. It is a cultural phenomenon. I would probably say like what's another one that would never go away? Like the Rough Riders anthem, right? The Rough Rider anthem will always be played. It ain't never getting old. Not like us became that, right? And you got to deal with that forever.
In the club. Anytime you play in the club or back that ass up.
And here's the thing, and this is for
I was like Juvenile. When that first 10 seconds of that beat drops, that's your run to the dance.
So I'm gonna say this.
That's your warning.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm gonna say this. Anybody, when you come down to California, if you're coming from LAX, or you coming from San Jose, when you touch down, soon as you get in that rental car, or soon as you get in that Uber, once you play Not Like Us, your spirit will change. You know why? Because the palm trees you see, you'll see you'll hear the mustard on the beat. How boom, boom.
Speaking of which, we got a request from Instagram. We got to do it. Mustard!
Mustard!
We had to. It was request on Instagram. We had to do it.
Okay, but
Bobby, what's that about, Bobby? I'm the new guy.
Oh, that's on the Kendrick Lamar album.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That's
Turn his TV off. Turn his TV off.
It was an inside joke. It was from Kendrick.
Yeah.
So one thing I do have to say
man.
about this beef, though. One thing I do have to say about this beef. The reason why this is the greatest beef that ever happened in the world, and nobody can take this about, because when you get beat so bad, you have to sue the parent company of the artist who beat you. And then, not to mention, they are also your parent company of who beat you. So that right there, that's the reason why I said, you know what?
Oh man,
I don't care how popular he is. And I said it on the last episode, but now I'm gonna be less vulgar. I'm gonna say it like this. You mad because you lost, and you lost because of the fact that you're not tapped in. You didn't tap into the culture. You know what I'm saying? You didn't know who this guy was. You thought Kendrick Lamar was somebody who was a rapper. No, Kendrick is tapped in. Mm-hmm. Do you see every 2 years he put out an album, people flock. The world stopped.
You wish he put out an album every 2 years. This is the first time he did it every 2 years, bro.
Exactly. Well, right. No.
He put out an album every 2 years.
But before then, he put out, it was 5 years.
Like 5 years, man.
Yeah. But then before that, when Good Kid, Mad City came out, that was 2012. 3 years later, he came out with To Pimp a Butterfly. Then 2 years after that, he came out with Damn. And then that was 2017. So then 2022, he came out with Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. And then 2024, he came out with GNX. So I get it. But the thing about it is, you gotta be. I mean, I wouldn't like, even with my kids. I'm like, don't go crying wolf when you go. I mean, go crying wolf when you over here. You know what I'm saying? You said, oh, they must be pushing his song with bots. Do you know California is the third largest state in the country? You in Canada, so I don't think you know. You know what I'm saying? And plus, you know what I'm saying? You're not American, so you don't understand.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying?
Native said this. He's quoting quotations, right? This is Drake. Mom, Kendrick is picking on me.
Yeah. Look, and then what did he? I mean, he couldn't handle. I mean, so he think battles ended up like Pusha T did when he lost, right? Nah. Kendrick is like, you know what I'm saying?
Petty, let's keep it real, man. We're people, we petty. He petty. He went petty on him, and he kept it going. Like, we can be petty. Hey, yeah. Some Tom Petty white, and that's what you're dealing with, Drake. You know you fucked up, right? You know you fucked up.
There you go.
Hey, and speaking of effing up, man, we do have something that's kind of effed up. You know, we gotta talk about, man. We got to talk about the murder of United Healthcare CEO, man, Brian Thompson, man. The latest update I saw is they actually have the suspect in custody. That was earlier today, man. We got to think on that, man. Quincy, start us off on that, man. What's your thoughts on how that went down?
Tragic. You know, anytime, you know, someone's in a mental space to take someone else's life, I think it's tragic. I don't know all the details of the case, but just kind of following and listening here and there. I mean, that's just the world we live in, you know, today, where, you know, if you and I say something on this podcast and somebody disagree, you know, they get upset and, you know, they want to take you out. Right. So I just think it's tragic, senseless, but I don't know all of the details, right. On why this gentleman chose to go that route.
Yeah,
Bobby, what's your take on that?
So my take on it is that according to our United States justice system, which is hella flawed, you are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law against the jury of your peers. So before we start rushing in, trying to put somebody's name out there and everything, at the end of the day, this guy could be a fall guy. That's just my thought on it. I think that anybody who loses their life, you know, regardless of how that person led their life, we should never celebrate that, because that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of people on social media. And I just think that is extremely hateful, coming from people who are like, we should love everybody, but yay, he died. And I'm like, well, not only is that hypocrisy, but that's real ugly. That's very hateful. And you should never be excited that somebody was murdered. Yeah, never ever. That man, he lost his life around Christmas time, and he's got babies, at home who aren't going to have a father this Christmas and stuff. And so, regardless of how that man led his life, he did leave a family behind. And so, that sucks and shouldn't be celebrated and be happy. So,
yeah, I couldn't believe that when I started seeing that. I actually had a conversation with someone yesterday, and she told me that she didn't feel sorry for him because there's so many people who lost their lives because his company denied them coverage. And I looked like, are you for real? She was serious as hell too. I'm like, damn, like, is this where we are as a people? Like, I never want to celebrate
desensitized to stuff like this.
Bobby,
that's what it is. We're desensitized to it. It ain't nothing to other people. Like, oh, you died. Oh, poor you. No, seriously.
No, for real. No. You look.
No, you're right.
Let me tell you something. We, as a society, over the years, because of the fact that death was so instant during the pandemic, we've been desensitized to it. You know what I'm saying? Some people, I ain't gonna say all people, but some people came together and cherished life more. And some people was like, YOLO, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? I seen people, I didn't see marriages fail. I didn't see people like just like say, you know what, I'm done with everything. People turn away from their religion. I seen people do a whole lot of things. And I even seen people laugh at people downfall and ill. You know, we've seen that, you know what I'm saying? And it's like we're not being human doings. We're just being human beings.
Existing.
Existing. And unfortunately,
living without a purpose.
We need to get back to the, like, we always talk about this when we were talking about the political era. The last time the country was together was when it was 9/11, right?
Yep.
Because we all had a common enemy. But we still all have a common enemy, but nobody looks at it like that.
We become each other's enemies.
Evil is the common enemy.
Yeah.
And if we look at evil as a common enemy, then we can always get together and do good.
We tend to, if someone picks on all of us, we can come together. But if someone just picks on one of us, we're individualized. Oh, that's just that culture. That's just that demographic for that person, right? So I think you're spot on there, Corey.
Yeah,
but Bobby, I love when Bobby be doing this.
That's a signature move.
Come on, Bobby, talk to me, sis.
While she thinking, we got some feedback on Instagram too. Creative Native, please explain. He said conspiracy theories say otherwise. Please elaborate. And then Kick It Free. Hey, shout out to my boy Kick It Free.
What up, Kick It Free?
Drop the bomb on Kick It Free, man. Just long story short, that's an old partner of mine, man. We did some music together in Arizona. Shout out to AZ Tucson, man. Much love to y'all. He said that shit crazy. I think it has something to do with Nancy Pelosi, bro. I don't know. That's a hell of a theory. But man, that's crazy. Now, Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby. Bobby, break it down.
Break it down, Bobby. I wanted to
talk about it
for you because let's talk about it.
I think that you are correct. We do have a common enemy, and it's up to us as a people to be united. Regardless at the end of the day of skin color. Unfortunately, we are all being lied to, and it's our jobs to be able to decipher and discern what it is that we're being lied to about, and stand united, obviously, like you said, against a common enemy, which is evil. But there's so many depths to what that evil is, and us being on the same page as to what the evil is, we can then begin to come together united and be able to fight what that looks like. And I think that with this last election and 87% of the United States voting in one direction, being able to identify, like I've said before on this podcast, a lot of our common enemy is the media and what it is that's being flushed out to us. And you have to be able to discern and be able to step back and be, hold on a second, this person isn't reporting this, but this person is, and this is, completely conflicting with what's being told. So I have to do my due diligence and go and do research and truly find out what the foundation of what is being told to me actually is.
You know what? You bring up a good point. Because the media has a history of making corporate leaders seem evil, right? And I can definitely see how the way people are celebrating his demise, right? To where maybe it worked, right? Like if you're, I was taught, right, you get what you expect, right? And if the media is saying he's evil, he's evil, he's evil, he's evil, now people believe it. So when someone does what that the perpetrator did, they're celebrating it because they expected him to be, a piece of trash, which that may not be the case. I get what you're saying. And we know being in entertainment that media entertainment can program the way people think, right? You got a point there, Bobby.
Just because he was a CEO doesn't mean shit at the end of the day, because there's an entire board of directors that run companies. There really is. There's a checks and balances within large companies like United Healthcare to ensure that there's not one person holding too much power. So the CEO, again, could have been the fall guy for whatever's happening internally within the company. I do think that there should be an audit done. I think that there should be an internal investigation as to what exactly is going on inside the company, because all we know, that could have been an inside job. We don't know if he knew something that he didn't want to get out into the media to be able to say, hey, we know that these people were going to die and we let them, so we denied claims or something like that. He could have been telling on what was happening on the inside for all we know. So before we begin to throw bombs at this man, let's take a step back and do our research and maybe try to find out through internal investigation and audits what exactly is going on, which goes back to governance. Goes back to policies and procedures. Were you following the rules set in place for your company? If not, you need to be investigated thoroughly.
Hey, I got my governance hat today. What's up? Right. Go ahead, Quincy.
Bobby's been watching a lot of Netflix, I see.
Bobby is
look. This is standard. This is standard issue right here.
Let me say something about Bobby. Okay. Bobby, like I'm the you know what I'm saying, the shoot from the hill, but Bobby is like, let's bring this in. Let me tell you about Kiki.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. She got the facts checked. So, and look, you know what I'm saying? I can't be mad at Bobby because I love it.
We got some feedback. So our creative native elaborated on the conspiracy theory. He made a good point. He said New York has one of the strictest gun laws in America. Mm-hmm. Let that one marinate. How the hell did this happen in a state that has some of the strictest gun laws? So when you went that route, Bobby, you have a damn good point. Let me see. And then he also said the shooter has a compressor and words written on the ammo. Yeah, I
heard about that. That there was words written on the ammunition, and that the actual gun used with the suppressor was actually a homemade weapon. From what I was looking into, was a homemade weapon. I'm like, somebody have to have some damn good background just to be able to put together a weapon in New York, out of all places. Extremely progressive in their gun laws and everything. God forbid we have Amendment rights up there, but
no, you're right. We got some more feedback. Kick It Free said, once you go against the media owners, which are the cartels and rulers of the world, you will get exposed. And the media is a well-organized extortion enterprise. So they're all agreeing with you, Bobby.
If you do not toe the line, guess what? That line. Which is the kind of game that we're in media. It's the game you play. Everybody at the end of the day wants to be rich. Not me, baby. I just want to have enough to pay my bills and have peace. Because God knows that money's going to get you into some deep, dark places. It ain't even about that. We've talked about this before. I'll get on the money train all day, man. I will tell you, it is a tool. It is a resource intended for us to use correctly with discipline on God's green earth. It is not meant to manipulate and deceive people into making bad decisions.
No, not at all.
Not at all. Not at all. It is a tool and a resource. Not used correctly, it could lead you down a path that you won't ever be able to get back from.
I'm telling you, boy. Bobby be breaking it down, boy.
She be breaking it down, y'all. She be breaking it down. So you know what? I'm a believer in this whole conspiracy at this point, because it's just too much going on for this to just happen that way, man. So more to come because things will get exposed as they always do. Hey, Cat Williams started the year off saying that, right?
That's why I said
come to light, baby.
Yeah.
You know what's funny?
Again,
This morning, the very first notification popped up on my phone at X, or coming from X at like 6 o'clock this morning, was that Diddy was singing like a canary.
Oh yeah, because
I saw the first person too that he called out, I guess, was Jay-Z. So now Jay-Z's being named in a civil lawsuit.
But did you see Jay-Z people how they was like, okay, hold on.
They clapped back.
He clapped back, and you got to think about it. When you got money, and you got you know, because let's be honest, what we need to do is hear what's up with Tony Bubs, right? That's his name. Tony Bubsy's the lawyer.
Busby?
Like, yeah, or Bubs, whatever the one who's over the Diddy.
Real quick, we got some more feedback about the CEO of United Health, and then we got to get to the Bitcoin. Kick It Free said it was a professional hit that was disguised to look like an emotional hit, but this dude was due to testify against Nancy Pelosi and her insider trading, which has made her a multi-millionaire. Ooh, the thought.
I did hear that on it. Yes, I did hear that too. You're saying he got Clinton?
Oh,
we gonna get to that.
He got Epstein.
Now, we need to do a whole episode about all this stuff.
We do.
Epstein.
I call it for what I see.
We need Diddy. We need Kanye. We need all. We need to talk about all of this on one episode.
We do. Hey, Kick It Free, clear your schedule. We need you on here so we can get that conspiracy theory episode going. We need that.
Dr. Poole said Jay-Z got Beyonce lawyers, which means Disney lawyers, which means he ain't going nowhere.
They got that Mickey Mouse money. You not going to see that Mickey
running the damn show, and we know it.
But if you want to talk about money,
let's talk about money.
If you are a holder of Bitcoin, can I borrow $1?
Hey, let me
hold something. Because Bitcoin just the other day reached 100K. Now I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. I had bought Bitcoin when it first came out. I was telling my boy Fredo, you know Fredo Geronimo.
I know Fredo, yeah.
And he was like, Corey, to buy him some Bitcoin. And guess what? When I started seeing it drop, when I first bought it back in 2015 or 16 or something.
How did you
sold it? Huh?
You went through a broker or you went through Robinhood?
Oh, I went through Fidelity. I use Fidelity for all my because I had my 401k with them. And so I was like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, I got some Bitcoin because that's what every chatter was talking. And then I heard that it dropped. I was like, let me just go ahead and cash out. I wish I didn't.
You gotta say,
I wish I didn't. You looking at Bitcoin is 100K.
You gotta ride those waves, man.
You gotta ride the waves. You do. So what I'm gonna start doing is,
when you sold it,
huh?
When you sold it, Corey, did you make a profit, or you pulled out too early?
I pulled out too early, boy. I pulled out I just pulled out. Let me just say that.
Pulled out early.
Oh God.
My fault. Okay, now I'm on timeout this episode.
Yeah. So with that, you know what I'm saying? But I remember my buddy hit me. My buddy Jack, you know, Jack Clark, shout out to you, boy. I know he listens to the show. He was like, man, he sent me like Bitcoin's at 63,000 right now. And I was like, And this was 3 weeks ago. And I was like, I can cash in some stocks and then just buy one Bitcoin. But I'm like, if I got 100 of these and then I go to one of those, I feel like I'm losing. I shouldn't felt that way because now that 100K is more than all of the ones I got over here.
It's winning.
It's winning.
It's winning.
But, you know what I'm saying? So, Bobby,
you had no way of knowing that, though. You know what I mean? What were you saying, Corey?
I want to hear Bobby is the wise one today. Tell us about it, Bobby.
Only about money. No, about so many things. No, I'm lying.
So you very wise.
So just like anything else, your stocks will kind of ebb and flow. A lot of times different policies being set in place on what's happening with trading legislation coming down from our government does have a lot to do with our stocks. And even though, people don't like to hear it, during the last couple of years, I lost a lot of money through the stock market. I stopped even looking at my Robinhood. And, ever since early November, my stocks have been going up and up and up.
Don't be shy. What happened early November? Don't be shy.
Donald Trump won the election. That's what happened. In case you don't know, the two gentlemen that sit with me on this podcast, I love them dearly. They claim to be independents. I am extremely conservative. I am a constitutional conservative. Okay. I am what I am. I speak not my truth. I speak the truth and stuff. So whether or not people like it or not, I'm not going to say I'm here to offend you, but let's roll every day.
That's a good transition.
Bobby says, I'm here for the smoke.
Here for the smoke. I don't claim to be independent. I am independent, ma'am.
Yeah, I am independent. I am independent.
No party
my
has
candidate lost, but I'm still, you know what I'm saying? But again, Jesus is on the throne.
There you go.
Sidebar. I think, now I can laugh at it because I was depressed. I was upset.
You so
I was, bro. But then, I realized I was expecting for a candidate to do what God empowered me to do. And so I was like, why do I put my faith in man when I know that he can put my faith in me, that I have the faith inside of me and the spirit inside of me to do the changes that I want to see. So I had to take a step back. Right. And then I still like, the old season, the season saints. They always got something to say, but I'm like, look, now all it means is now that God can entrust you.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. You know what? And then I wanna speak on that because I got some feedback from someone who watched that. And she made a comment on because I spoke about that and I said it doesn't matter who wins. I'm gonna do me and I'm gonna be good because I do me. I hustle. I'm gonna win. I've been winning. I'm gonna keep winning, right? And I think some of it was taken out of context, and I want to clarify that, right? Because there are some people who may not be winning, just because of circumstances, right? There may be some people that may face having to be deported and stuff like that, right? And it just is what it is. But when I said what I said, it was more along the lines of what you just shared, Corey. And then we have living proof of it with Quincy, right? He does what he does, right, out in the community. He created something to fill a gap that a lot of people didn't realize they had, right? He brought people together and he's giving people a place to commune, right, and collaborate with each other. But then he's also taking some of the proceeds to give to R3 that's helping the youth and the underserved communities, right? So it's living proof right here. Like, I don't put too much stock in what someone in politics is going to do. I treasure more of what someone like a Quincy Harper is doing and the other Quincy's out there, right? So the whole time when I was like, I'm not really into politics, is because like, what can they really do? It's the boots on the ground, like Quincy, the Bobbies, the Corys. Corey, you out there giving out turkeys and stuff like that, right? That's what really matters, and that's what I meant. And I was saying,
I bought a couple of cars for some people that were hurting.
Say what now?
I said I bought a couple of cars for some people.
And that's what matters, man. It's not about what can any politician in any position could do, is what can we do? We talked about it earlier, right? As far as
the change that you want to see in the world. Because the people in political positions, we may like their policies, we may like or not like their personalities. It don't matter at the end of the day. Like Corey said, Jesus is on the throne for one, and you can be winning. You can choose to be a winner, regardless of who sits in that spot in the White House. Regardless of who sits there, you can wake up every day and choose to win. It is a choice.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And winning means helping others too. When it means helping others too. So it's time to talk about this last topic. You kind of like greased the wheels on this was to help set up for this last topic. So to close out the show, man, we brought up politics again. Let's talk about Hunter Biden's pardon. Get us going with that, Bobby. It's gonna be a good discussion.
Oh yeah,
you ready, Quincy?
talk about. Hold on, because I'm not gonna cuss. I'm not gonna cuss.
You look mad, Bobby. Bobby look mad.
Say it with your
chest. To let you know right now, Quincy, you got two people on the show that's here for the smoke, so just get ready.
It is unfortunate, that Hunter Biden got pardoned. It's not like he had a couple of slaps on the wrist and everything. No, like this man needs to be heavily investigated. I think that some of the stuff that he's gotten away with weren't just like little things. Yes, he had a drug addiction, but beyond that, there was so much more to it. And Joe Biden came out saying that the only reason why there was anybody went after him was because his last name was Biden, but they did the same bullshit to Trump. Like, hold on a second. You're over here saying that he's a threat to democracy, but pardoning your son for severe crimes that he has done, not only against, his family and other people, but against the United States. How in the world is he sitting on a board of directors for Ukraine, out of all places, who's at war right now with Russia? Like, how does somebody who is not knowledgeable, doesn't have that background, able to sit on that type of board and be able to receive funds, not even just from Ukraine, but talking about from China? Where's the money? Where's the money? What's happening? What are we doing with it? And why is everybody being so damn shady? And you want to throw bullshit at Donald Trump, but let's stop for a second and pretend like that what he just did wasn't a threat to democracy, even though we live in a constitutional republic. But anyways, terrible.
And I don't disagree. I was sharing this with some people.
It's hypocrisy.
This United States of America is, and you read my mind, is just one big gumbo pot of hypocrisy, right? So what did you said he shouldn't be on the board of what is he on the board of?
Directors at Burisma.
And what is that again?
It's like a giant Ukrainian oil and gas company. It's an energy company for which Hunter Biden has zero knowledge or background about.
So he got the job because of his last name. Not what you know, it's who you know or who knows.
It's who you know, baby.
Hey,
there you go.
So can we be mad? So should we be mad at LeBron James and Bronny James?
Hell no.
So here's something to think about.
Hold on real quick. Let me offer you this, right? Because I don't disagree that that's wrong. But do y'all know a name, Charles Kushner? Do y'all know that name?
Kushner sounds familiar.
Charles Kushner. Explain who Charles Kushner is, Bobby.
Is Jared Kushner's father. So Jared Kushner is married to Laura, I think, it's Trump's daughter.
Okay.
And he went to jail, right?
That's why you know that last name. Charles Kushner is Jared Kushner's father.
He went to jail, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he got pardoned by who?
Trump.
And he just recently got selected to serve as U.S. ambassador to France. Right?
Mm-hmm.
How was that any different than what happened with Hunter Biden just now?
What did Charles Kushner go to jail for?
He was convicted of preparing false tax returns, retaliating against a cooperating witness, and making false statements to the Federal Election Commission in 2005.
So he
was borrowing babies on his taxes.
hey, let me claim one of your kids this year real quick.
You know what I'm saying? He was borrowing babies.
So, at the end of the day, when we talk about what sin looks like, a sin is a sin, no matter how big or how small. But when the justice scales begin to look like this, I'll tell you kind of what I was going to tell you before. The whole Hunter Biden pardon, it wasn't for Hunter, that was for Joe. That was in fact for Joe.
Because it doesn't matter. He still got pardoned.
When I was listening to one of the radio shows I listened to, it's a radio show that I listened to. They kind of went through this, and on the laptop that was Hunter's, they had said that Hunter had some ill feelings towards Joe because they made Hunter, because he was a bad seed, they made him the fall guy a lot for things. They did. So when something dirty had to be done, they had Hunter do it, right? Which would make sense.
I have my governance hat on and it was ready. So when it comes to governance, right? A lot of stuff is black and white. A crime is 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 a crime.
It sure is.
right? So
it sure is.
Hunter Biden committed a crime. He got pardoned for said crimes.
Several crimes, lots of crimes.
Charles Kushner committed several crimes. He was pardoned for said crimes, right?
And yet, here we
if you want to get the way in the scales, because then you start using discretion, right? Because when the thing I love about governance, there's no discretion in governance, right? But now we're getting into, but this evil wasn't this type of evil. It was a lesser evil. And then, but this evil wasn't. It was a crime. And they were convicted. And they were pardoned, right? So now, how do we pick and choose what crimes do we want to pardon? You know what I mean?
We don't. People who have money will never serve in jail. They will never be able to be accountable for their crimes. Ever. We've talked about this before. Prison is for poor people. Prison is for poor people.
You're not lying there. So
because you know what? We don't have the type of
kind of look at like the severity of certain crimes. I want to share some stuff because you did prompt me to put my governance hat on tonight. Let's so again restate the crimes that Hunter Biden was guilty of and how bad they were. Just one more time.
So tax evasion. There were gun charges, drug charges, sexual assault, and then something with like foreign affairs. Could be wrong. Foreign affairs. Okay. I feel like there was something else. I know that I'm missing a couple of them.
I'm not gonna disagree and say that it's all bad. Let me hit you with some stuff because you know when I get into my governance bag, I'm gonna hit you with it. So 1795, George Washington pardoned Philip Bigel and John Mitchell, whom both were convicted of treason. Would treason maybe be considered a more serious crime than what Hunter Biden did? Treason.
What kind of treason? Like what stipulates it? What are we talking about?
Okay. We'll let that one ride. 1865. Andrew Johnson started giving pardons to Confederate leaders, the posh of the Confederate leaders. In 1868, he issued a full pardon to all Confederate representatives. Now, I would think that raising up against the Union is probably a more serious crime than what Hunter Biden did. They got pardoned.
Dr. Poole said the point is that Joe Biden lied about partying with his son.
So now we're talking about a president who pardoned people of treason, another president who pardoned the Confederacy. Again, it's a big gumbo pot of hypocrisy, right?
Right.
I'm not disagreeing that what he did is wrong, but these other presidents did stuff that may have been a little bit worse. Okay, let's get to more recent years. 1992, George Bush pardoned all the government officials that illegally sold weapons to Iran, then used that money to illegally route and fund the the Contra. Very illegal. George Bush pardoned all of them. Could that maybe be considered worse than what Hunter Biden did?
Must be nice to be able to commit felonies and be like, listen, I could do what I want, pretty much. You know, that's.
It's like Quincy said, it's all about who you know. Hey, let's get a little bit more current. On his last day of his presidency, President Bill Clinton issued a pardon to his half-brother Roger Clinton, who was convicted in 1985 of conspiring to distribute cocaine in Alaska. Cocaine
is a terrible drug.
Could that maybe be worse than what Hunter Biden did? I feel like the worst one was issuing pardons to the whole Confederacy. That was crazy.
That's like so minor. See, no way I'm going back to selling guns to the Taliban, all the government officials.
Wow.
So weapons to Iran, and then use that money to fund the Contra.
Why is it so hard?
Which the U.S. government said don't do. They outlawed it, and they did it anyway. And Bush pardoned all of them. I
I
get
need to be friends with some presidents.
It's a crime. It's a federal crime when you lie to the government, but they can do it to you, and you better shut your mouth and take it. I don't know, man. That doesn't scream leadership to me. That doesn't sound like I'm gonna bend at the knee for you by any means.
Now let's go to your boy Trump. So one of the worst things Trump did was he pardoned Lil Wayne, and Lil Wayne has been speaking some ill words against Kendrick Lamar. Now, like, that's it for me. That's way worse than what Hunter Biden did. I'm just kidding.
They're not like us.
Leave him out of this.
No. Look, if we gonna jump on a Lil Wayne bagging, let's
hold on. I got a little bit more. I got a couple of things. So Trump did issue a pardon to Nicholas Abram Slayton, and he was charged for murder in the first degree. I know murder in the first degree is worse than what Hunter Biden did, but he got the pardon from Trump. Michael Flynn, he was pardoned. And he was a former national security advisor after he pleaded guilty to lying to the FBI about his contacts with the Russian ambassador. He was one of several Trump aides to face charges amid the Mueller's Russia investigation. Debatable if that's worse than what Hunter Biden did. And then the last one.
If you're trying to do a whole gotcha moment, when really this isn't a gotcha moment, it's every single president has pardoned some shitty people who probably deserve some big jail time. They all have.
Yes.
It's a hypocrisy of the government in general as to what's happening, regardless of your boys in the office or my boys in the office. It don't matter. It really
comes down to it's the hookup. We call that the hookup. If I'm in office and my boy Quincy got in the jam, I'm the plug. Hey, Quincy, you good? Oh, you getting that pardon?
It's like, okay, so or it could definitely be this. Hey, you hold this for me. You gonna do some time, but when you get out,
I got you.
I'm gonna put you in a good spot. I'm gonna make sure you get fed, bread, and that's it.
And it's not I got you moment. It comes down to how do we pick and choose which hypocrisy we praise and allow to just go through without judgment? You know what I mean? Like what Hunter Biden did was wrong, and you could say that what Joe Biden did was wrong, but they all do it.
So hold on a second. Let's take a step back for just a second. Joe Biden is not running the country. That man doesn't know where he's at. He doesn't know what he's doing. He don't know who he's talking to. It is always a toss-up between when they put him in front of cameras and what he says. And we know that. None of us are dumb. It's been like this for a few months now. We've seen this, right? So Joe Biden's signature may be on that pardon, but it's not him anymore. And it's unfortunate to watch his decline, his mental health decline the way that it has. And he can't even enjoy his later years. He can't. And so I think that Hunter is definitely going to be the fall guy for a lot of things. And there's going to be some things we may never know about. We won't. The public will never know about some of the things that happened. For all we know, the people behind the pardon are the ones who are protecting themselves. They do. The rich protect the rich. The elite will protect the elite. F the rest of us. But they will protect their people.
I don't think so.
What's the moral of the story? What's the lesson to learn from that?
I mean, that part probably, but I think Diddy, Jay-Z ain't covering up for Diddy.
Wait,
Man,
what?
They both they're part of the Billionaires Boy Club. But I mean, Jay-Z was like, nah, homie, I ain't going out like that.
He ain't protecting him. Nah, Quincy, give us a lesson from all of this.
Yes.
Whew. A lot to unpack. Great conversation. Lesson wise, I mean, I think, nurturing your relationships and kind of pick and choosing your battles, and Bobby kind of hit on it. Some of these problems are rich people problems, or people with a lot of influence problems that a lot of us may never have, or prayerfully will never be exposed to. I agree with Bobby, right? It's protecting your peace, creating a future for you and your family, just to, put them through school and, so that you're not living paycheck to paycheck and just kind of have a good life. But yeah, it's a lot to unpack. For me, personally, I don't even watch the news, half the time, because it's depressing.
Yeah, it is
that we're going through, and I also agree. I think there's the media kind of steers the ship, right? We're picking what they want to report or what they see as news, versus putting some of the other things that are out there. So yeah, it's just a lot to unpack, and yeah.
Good point. And I think my lesson from this is do well. I mean, we always say this, and you say this too, Bobby. Do your own due diligence, man. Because the media, they will take stuff and flip it, right? Because I mean, there's so much stuff saying that what this whole Hunter Biden thing is wrong, so wrong. I'm like, but this been happening. Like, how is this any different?
Being informed.
Say what now?
They can't have you out here being informed. It is so much easier to control people when they're only giving you 10% of an entire story, and you will base an entire thought, an entire opinion on 10% of a story. They tell you what you want to hear, and it is your job to go back and start doing the research. And it sucks when you start reading through bills. Yeah. They put 500 pages of some BS out here. And it is up to you to go look and find the meat and potatoes of the bill and be like, oh, this is what they were trying to really push. The media will be like, oh, this got pushed back because of so-and-so over here. Like, oh, hold on a second. Let's go take a look at this bill. Let's go take a look to see what it said. Because you're saying this much. Listen, a lie is a lie. When 10% of a story is told, it is still a lie. It is still a lie. When you choose to willfully leave out information that will keep people fully informed of what's going on. They don't want you informed. You stay informed.
Ooh.
You're diligent.
And I think that's a good way to wrap up the show. And see, that's why we're technically speaking, we give you news you can use. I think we do a good job being objective, because you get multiple points of view here. So and that way you can use it to go do your own due diligence, right? What's up, Corey? What's up, Corey?
You didn't ask me what did I take away from it.
My bad. What was your takeaway from that? Close us out. Close us out.
We gonna close it. I'm gonna close it. Okay. I'm gonna take you to church, and then I'm gonna bring you back to the station. All right. With that being said, is our people perish from lack of knowledge. And sow good seeds, you reap the benefits.
There you go.
But then I'm gonna bring you back to the show is know who is in your car, because if the person in your car doesn't take Stogies and ain't got a good fresh pair of kicks, and then when we turn on the radio and he turned to Hotline Bling instead of Not Like Us, then we have a problem, because then they ain't part of your community and they ain't like us. It's your main man with the game plan, Corey Giovanni. I'm out.
Hey, and again, hey, Quincy, thanks for joining us again. Tell them how to get in contact with Stogies and Kicks.
Yeah, you can follow us on IG or Facebook at Stogies and Kicks. Two cultures, one lifestyle. Pull up on us the first Saturday of every month at Cigars International. 7 to 10 p.m. We do have winter hours. Our next event will be December 22nd. We're going to do an Ugly Kicks party at Triple Double Lounge, and then we'll be back January 19th. Yeah, we're going to do an Ugly Kicks party, right? We got some good swag. Go to Goodwill, get some ugly sneakers, and then take them back the next day.
I love it. That's what's up, man.
And then,
hell yeah.
So we got a lot of different opportunities for you to plug in with us. So just stop by, say hi, and hope to see you guys, and happy holidays.
That's what's up. Bobby Lopez, fashionably late, and you made it look good too, man. Hey, you had a comment on IG. They said you came in with that J-Lo turtleneck. They said you was over there looking like J-Lo. Now tell us.
It's chilly where I work. It's super chilly where I work.
Jenny from the block.
I was just about to say that too. Let them know how to get in contact with you for the services that you have to offer with your business, ma'am.
So you can hit me up Facebook, Bobby Lopez, IG, Bobby.Lopez.5. I am the sole owner, DVOSB. That's a disabled veteran-owned small business in the state of Texas for Patriot Restorations, LLC. Should you have water mitigation damage or mold, please get in contact with me so we can get you and your home taken care of. It's time to stay healthy, wealthy, and wise, and we can only do that when we're knowledgeable about what we're doing. So give us a call if you need us.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And then I'm Geronimo. I do have a unit for rent in Almost Park, San Antonio. So if you PCS in San Antonio, you're looking for a place to stay, get at me. I am at tech_Von_go on Instagram. And I also have another unit that's going to be popping up for short-term rental. So if you taking a vacation in San Antonio, maybe going to an Air Force graduation or maybe a graduation here at BAMSI, or for whatever reason, you coming out here to come get a tan in this hot San Antonio sun, holla at me. I can get you hooked up. Other than that, that's it for this nice episode of Technically Speaking. We love y'all. Y'all have a good night.
Peace.
Thanks.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and